My name.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Unreal Real Estate's Luxury Network. Today we're headed over to Joshua Tree out here in California. Absolutely beautiful desert out here to look at a crazy looking home here. Absolutely incredible looking design, very unique, very spectacular, crazy looks, everything like that. I am making 2 videos a day, so if you like my stuff, give me a like and subscribe. Got a catalog of these mansion videos that I'm looking through and everything like that. Let's get right into it.
It's John Buckern. I'm the interior designer and fabricator on the Kellogg Doolittle project. It was built for Bev and Jay Doolittle, and the architect is Kendrick Bangs Kellogg.
Check this stuff out, guys. You ever seen anything like this? I haven't.
I would describe Ken Kellogg as really underestimated genius. Construction started in '89. I came to the house in 1994. I've been at the house so many years and for such a long period of time, I feel like the house is a part of me. Like it's my identity. Jay Doolittle would always tell me,
Wouldn't be a bad place to attach your identity to. It is a work of art. It's definitely a masterclass in doing what you want to do when you make a house right here. And absolutely nobody told you what to do. You designed it, you made it. You could do that in the 80s. You could do that in the 90s, or at least the mid 90s. You know, and any time before then, before the old building codes and regulations and red tape came in and said you can't have a cool looking house. They said you have to have a cookie cutter house. There's not enough drywall here. Let me check your studs.
I don't care how long it takes or how much it costs. I just want you to do your best work. The new owner, Scott Leonard, and I are continuing with basically the same relationship where you don't get carte blanche, but it's the best next thing to it.
Super remote.
The terrain this house is situated on is 10.5 acres, and it butts up to the Joshua Tree National Forest. I'm sure when Ken saw the starkness.
Yeah, I mean, this is like some of the only elevation out here. Build it up here on this mound. Great stuff.
The beauty when he came out here, it inspired him to do these shapes. The original owner of the house, Jay, was fascinated by fossils. Every other week when I arrived, he would have another book on fossils for me. So I tried to incorporate a lot of vertebrae type motifs. The whole time I was building it, I had a pair of headphones on and I was listening to Miles and Monk and Coltrane. I just liked the repetition in jazz.
Big jazz guy. Yeah.
But the whole thing forms another bigger picture.
Like scales and stuff. You see a lot of the Fibonacci sequence. For my physics heads out there, you see a lot of Fibonacci sequences here.
So it's what I try to do with my shapes.
Yeah, I like how everything's like floating too. Like it's not on the ground. You don't know how it's there. It's floating. It's magic. I don't, it seems like more like a science fiction museum than it would be a home. What do you guys think? Would you trip out if you lived here? Would you think, like, it's really cool looking, but I think me personally, I'd be like, oh my God, am I even in a home right now or am I in a spaceship?
The building on this side is...
Like, what are these? These aren't even lights. It's just art. It's there for the reason of looking at, nothing besides that. Very cool.
14 columns, and on that side is...
Just kidding, they are lights. I take that all back. Forget everything I just said.
12 columns, and you can see that they don't touch. There's close to 1,000 panes of glass up there. Another challenging thing on this project is everything is coming up a golf cart path. Every piece of glass that you see in the house, some of them are 10 foot.
Everything's working perfectly for that glass to let the light in naturally throughout the day. You don't see that a lot, like people like completely conforming their glass to the roof. Very cool stuff.
12 foot high and 5 feet wide and weighs 600 pounds. Just getting things physically moved around here is really difficult.
I'd imagine. Notice no chairs at these tables. It's kind of odd.
Bev Doolittle was a painter, and she used these two tables here to do her artwork on, and now they're used for dining tables and entertainment. Originally, they weren't supposed to touch the ground at any point, but when the structure was done, and if you took your finger and just touched it, it would just vibrate. So I ended up putting these parts that come up to hold the glass. I lived in Carrara, Italy, where this marble's from, and I had a thin piece of it leaned up against a window, and I saw the light passing through it, and it reminded me of alabaster, which they used to make lampshades out of. And the shape is inspired by the early Sputnik satellites that the Russians put into orbit. If you see these things in the dark building, looks like they're floating like stars in the sky.
Yeah, I'd imagine. That's pretty
Because
cool.
I was working on this house well into the evening, I knew how dark it was. When it came time to make the structure here, I decided to turn it into a lighting fixture that could light up the whole house.
Wow. That's incredible. Imagine replacing a light bulb in this thing. Oh my God.
It was kind of inspired by a skeleton that's been bleached out of the sea urchin. It's got that kind of shape, and it's got the little...
As one does. I know I speak for all of us, is that we look for skeletons that came out of sea urchins when we think about designing our house.
ridges on it. I always thought those were kind of pretty. This is one of 9 exterior doors. Each door has to hit one column, but it has to go to the other. So in order for the door to function, I needed at least one straight edge. Then all the handles, each one is individually made. Each door has its own motif for the edged glass.
Kind of spiky. This is a spiky kind of place. You can be moving around, you might hit a spike.
The frosted glass reads as kind of a mint green to me, and there's a lot of plants out in the desert that have that same silvery green tone. This stone structure you see was a...
Check out these chairs. You feel like you're in a science fiction movie. You could easily film like Star Trek here or Star Wars, where the council meets around on this table and discusses the intergalactic politics of the day.
Planter, it had cactus and plants in it, and Scott said he didn't need another planter, but he would love a bar. Once again, we have the kind of spinal column thing with the ribs coming off. There's 360 of these ribs, and they articulate to form kind of another shape. So if you've ever had a drink standing around a planter, it's just not as great.
I'd be worried about bumping my knees into that. It's a tight space here. Very cool.
Bev Doolittle had an Apple computer, and it was clear plastic, greenish. I made the desk to match the computer. Originally, all the light switch plates in the whole house were made for this old school analog type light switch. When Scott moved in, he wanted to update the lighting system. This is one of the only remaining one, and we're hoping in the future when we have a little bit more time to make new switch covers.
Tons of stonework. Absolutely. I mean, it's a labor of love in here, but putting these boulders in them or working around them. Like, how do you get this thing through the door? You know, most people would be like, why even put this here? I want more room on my staircase. Not them. They want the boulders in the house.
Doolittles were kind of introverted people, so they never thought that they would need more than 4 chairs at their dining table. It's cantilevered fully on a steel tube. It passes through the column and continues out.
Yeah, it looks like a big old dinosaur bone, vertebrae coming out here. I think they were inspired a bit by dinosaurs as well.
Out to the exterior dining table. I like the orange color of the Rosa Verona because in a lot of the concrete There are similar colored stones related to the tone of this. This is the living room. It has a fireplace. When Ken and I were designing it, he did this concrete shell, and I did this portion. I was kind of thinking one of those sea creatures, I think it's called a nautilus. When I was designing this, I bent the stairs up to continue under this concrete shell, and I think it works pretty well.
It looks something like out of a alien movie. Like this is a mother nest and the pod comes out of this thing. It's very congruent throughout the entire place. They kept with the same, like he said, skeletal type style throughout it. It flows just like that.
Jay, the original owner, he used to like to go hiking in the canyons down in South Palm Springs, and he really likes the river rocks. We use these in the bathroom, and this is just a continuation.
Check that out. Talk about the coolest bathtub you've ever seen. It's just completely built into the ground. Moved around. That's great stuff. I'll take this over like a white porcelain apple bathtub any day. This is incredible. Imagine laying in this and feeling all these rocks on you. You feel so natural, beautiful, and surrounded by the rock and the leaves and everything like this. 10 out of 10 bathtub.
The entrance to this room is kind of a homage to Frank Lloyd Wright, who used to like to compress you into a tiny space, and then when you get through, it gets voluminous. Scott was wanting.
Talk about a bed. My God. How many people can you fit in this bed? Like 7? This is a California King circle. This is a Joshua Tree circle bed. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that, guys. You want that in your house? Could you even fit this in your house? I couldn't. Maybe in the living room, but like, damn.
Another bedroom, so we decided to build this bed. It's the biggest thing I've ever built as far as a piece of furniture. Originally, Scott was thinking that it would be more of a gathering place than a bedroom,
Hey, if they like you enough, you might be able to make this a gathering place for 6 or 7.
bunch of friends could get on here. He likes it so much now that it's used as his primary bedroom.
You'd have to crawl like 5 feet to just, or like 10 feet just to get out of bed every morning. Roll over 8 times on that thing.
This is the primary bathroom. This is the bronze, his and her sink. I really let it go on this one. I didn't hold back. I couldn't tell you what the design for this is inspired by. It was more of just a process of drawing and drawing and drawing until I came up with a shape I liked. In order to get this up here, it weighs so much. We made a wheel out of a round circle out of plywood, put the sink in it, and rolled it from the driveway all the way up here.
My gosh. Labor of love.
This is a primary bedroom. If you see here, this is the lighting fixture that you saw before. That's where we are. We're on top of that. The bed is situated to look out the clear story.
Reminds me of like the motherboard. Or like if you ever played Fallout or watched Fallout, like the overseer's desk at the top. Or in the center like this in the circle. Looks really cool.
And it's really beautiful at night to see all the stars. The Doolittles were really into books, so they wanted as many books as possible to fit in here. The wood sat for 6 years in the garage on stickers to dry out. And then I put it together. When these were made, these reveals were the thickness of a dime. And you can see that even though these have 11 coats of automotive finish on them, what was the thickness of a dime is now almost 3/8 of an inch. You can see how much wood shrinks in the desert. Nowadays, you can't buy this automotive finish. This is highly toxic stuff from the 80s. This room is a guest bedroom. It kind of feels to me like a little cathedral in here. Has a different feel from the rest of the house. If you have the choice between cantilevering and not cantilevering, I always choose to cantilever. So this desk is cantilevered. The bed here has shelves. The marble was...
Ugh, you wouldn't want to have your head on the pillow and that thing fall on your face. Wouldn't want that to happen at all.
It's in the form of a huge block about the size of a small car, and every piece of marble in here came out of the same rock. We still haven't completed the house, so this is one of those details. I just jimmy rigged something, and these still have to be fabricated. This is the guest bathroom, and it's one of my favorite rooms in the house. I don't know what I was thinking.
Very wild choices, and good commitment. The guy just he thinks it up, he writes it out, he draws it up, and then he pursues it. And he gets it done. He puts it in his house. It's super cool.
But I just went crazy with the marble, and I fabricated these same...
I like this, but I just, for some reason, while I'd be washing my hands and just worrying about this breaking, something about it seems fragile.
And cabinets. I just love the shapes and the volumes. When I was in college, there was a furniture maker there is really famous, named Jack Hopkins, and he taught me to make furniture by stacking wood. And then I took his technique and transferred it to marble.
Yeah, I don't know if it's more ocean-like or it's more alien-like. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Do you think more ocean or more alien? I'm getting alien more than ocean.
The columns all go down into the ground approximately 14 feet. The placement of the house was totally up to Ken. It just goes to show you his genius, though, that it's one thing to be looking at a topographical map, but it blows your mind to try to think about how you could place a building in a mass of boulders.
Yeah, it does. Like, what do you concrete the hell out of it and attach it to like loose boulders there? And you attach it to enough loose boulders that it becomes solid and won't move? I imagine that's possible, but it is weird. Most people don't look at a big pile of boulders and think, that's where I put my house. Most people think, oh, there's the ground. That's where I'll start.
It's almost beyond imagination how his mind works. One of the main premises is that the interior and exterior become one as much as possible. The house floor begins at the street and flows through the whole house. The material for it came from a rock slide. It's an exact match in material and color for the boulders that are in the house. The boulders just flow right through the floor.
Doing this glasswork, they must have cut into the glass and then slid it into it. How interesting.
Out into the landscape. I think this house will be around forever because of the choice of materials. It's basically stone that's been ground up and put back together. I'm a little bothered sometimes by the label of organic architecture. One influence that I never talked about through my whole career was abstract expressionist painting. And you have like Jackson Pollock and you have Mark Rothko, and they're just completely different. To me, I would just say this is like Ken's thing. Like, Ken's an artist. I don't know if trying to put a label on it really helps to describe what it is.
Hey, fair enough, man. The guy did what he wanted. He didn't let people bog him down by their ideas. He just made his own ideas and put them in his home. God bless him. That's hard to do. A lot of people take that judgment, internalize it, and it changes their art. And if that's happening to you, don't let it. Be yourself. To be yourself is all you can be. Well, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Send this to your eccentric artist friend who just needs to go out in the desert and make his own way and love his life and his creations and loves art and everything like that. Send it to somebody who wants to live in the belly of a skeleton of a whale. Send it to Moby Dick. the boy that got swallowed by that whale. He would probably love this place. It'd probably feel like home to him. Absolutely. All right, guys, I'm making 2 videos a day. If you like my stuff, I got a whole catalog. Check it out. Hit me with a like. Hit me with a subscribe. Comment if you could. Anything helps. It all helps. It really does. And I will see you in the next one.